Good evening, everybody. How are you guys doing this evening? We are hanging out here. Did we want to do? Wait, we've got this view. Yeah,
I like this view better.
yeah. This one's nice.
You
When
can see less of my room. I really don't know what it looks like back there. I'm kind of terrified to turn around.
usually
How was
pop
your
out.
day?
It was good. It's been a week. I'm working a proposal effort for work. So people who don't know, I work in supply chain for a government contractor. Sometimes you got proposals and you've got to support like how you decided to buy things and compete at it and all that stuff. So substantiating like 1,400 items, and each item has to have 3 bids if you think of it that way. So it's a lot of stuff. It's been late nights. I haven't really seen my horse as much as I want to. And now I'm like, all right, I really need to plan out this weekend. Like Friday, I'm going to have off, which is going to be great. So do I
that'll
want
be
to clip
so
my
nice.
pony or?
Yeah. So
But
one more major day of work for you, and then you're
yes,
freedom.
I was working until 9:30 p.m. every other day this week. And so today I got off in time for this. And tomorrow I should be at like a normal hour. Pretty excited.
Yay.
Right. How was your day?
Oh my gosh. I've also had a week. I spent the day with my mom helping her with some stuff. And then got a call that Charlie colicked, and I was at
No.
Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, and that was an hour plus away from my barn. So I was like, well, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
So canceled all those plans, went to Berkeley Springs, went home to Hagerstown and did not get home until like 10 o'clock p.m. Just
Oh
like
my gosh. Yeah.
exhausted. And then we had to cancel our lessons. So I had riding lessons on Monday night that got canceled, and I pushed them to tonight. And so then this whole week's just feel like it's just like flying by, and I can't keep up.
It's just, yeah, when it cascades on top of it. It's like
Right.
time just goes by so fast right now.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking that I'm like, oh, fall, I'm gonna have time. No, it's about ready for December here.
It's because it gets dark so quickly too. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like the day lasts nearly as long anymore. So it's like, well, now it's dark. It's time to go to bed.
It's hey, we got Kenny here.
Oh, we got Kenny.
Yeah, I forgot to
Hi.
pull up the chat in our platform. It's like a separate window that you can go to. Kenny has had a really, really rough week. It's really hard losing, your grandmother, losing your dog. It's been tough. So I remember going through that when I was a bit younger. I had 2 losses like back to back, and it was just really, really hard to stay grounded. I think keep moving. That's the best thing that I can say. Rest when
Right.
you need to, but then get up and keep moving because it's the only thing that's going to pass the time.
Right. Keep yourself busy.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hey,
Joy.
Joy. Hopefully we can bring a smile to your face though, Kenny, and just hang out here this evening. I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
Hello, hello.
It is so good to see you. So, did you get anything to drink tonight?
Yeah. My wonderful husband got me a tried and true. We just went back to the 14 hands.
I still love it. It's so
Yeah.
cute. I still have not tried it. So, I've got my tried and true, which seems to be Fire Steed.
Yeah, love
I
it.
don't know. I think it's cute and it's pretty good. So, hey, Shannon. Hey, Zoe. So good to see you guys.
We got 8 people watching right now, guys.
I know. What is this? I always
So
kinda think of it that
awesome.
way. People are like, I want views. And I'm like, man, if you had 8 horse people in a room together, that would feel like a crowd. Like,
Yeah, this is so exciting.
are any of you guys having a drink, whether it's soda or what is like your go-to, like tone down, relax, gonna watch TV, hang out that night of the week? I know not everybody does it every night. This is honestly the night that I pretty much drink.
Yeah.
What do you guys drink? What's your go-to? I know my hubby is ginger ale. He loves getting like specialty ginger ales that are made with like real sugar or like all these different things. And actually, it's
had those
pretty good on your stomach. Yeah.
Kimberly's on tonight. Hi, Kim. Facebook decided to remind me this week. Yay. Grateful there. We usually start at 8 p.m., Kim, but with my lessons tonight, I was like, can we push it back to 8:15? Which I'm really glad we did because I literally just rolled in the driveway.
Kenny, I am so there with you. I am anti-soda.
Yeah,
Not for
me
any
too.
particular reason.
Me
I
too.
just don't like it. I don't know. It honestly, when I was in Germany, the soda I feel is a little different. Probably the same in Mexico where they make it all with like cane sugar and stuff. It's actually like pretty good then. But here, the best I can do is some ginger ale just because I feel like it can help your stomach sometimes. But that's
Wait a minute, Joy. I have Frito pie and white grape peach juice with sparkling water. Bougie.
See?
Gosh, I love it. I
Oh my gosh.
Frito pie is.
What is a Frito pie?
What is Frito pie?
Can we Google Frito pie?
Frito pie for
And
people that
then
don't
we've
know.
got Kim here, Trader Joe's sparkling water with winter sangria for the holidays.
Oh, Kimberly.
Oh. And then we
Whoa.
got some Portuguese soda here by Lexi. Wait, I just skipped here. Hang on. Portuguese soda, what's the difference? Is it just where it's manufactured or is there an actual different kind? And then Zoe, not into soda. Maybe this is a thing, guys. Not into
Yeah.
soda, coffee, water. Coffee not in the evening, though.
No,
Maybe.
no. I thought about doing coffee tonight. I'm not gonna lie, but then Tommy's like, "I got you wine." I was like, "Rock on."
We'll take it.
Oh, Frito pie! I found it. Okay, so if this is correct, Joy's gonna have to let us know. Okay, yeah. So it looks like a taco bowl, kind of, with
Oh, cool.
with like Fritos on it. Fritos on the bottom, top with chili cheese on top.
There you go, Gobbler Games. You can just bring some Frito pie.
It
Just
looks
saying.
delicious. I'm not gonna lie. Like really cheesy. Yeah, I'm so down for that.
This Firesteed is really good, though. I really like the red wines, but Cabernets, like to me, were just getting really dry. And I don't know, Pinot Noir seems to be my thing. Pretty happy with that, Jim. Winter Sangria, the flavor of the holiday season. What does that mean?
Sangrias. Well,
isn't that like a fruity wine?
I'm thinking pomegranate. I don't know why, or like cranberry.
Clearly, we're cultured, Kimberly. Oh, and I skipped over casually the fact that my mama's hanging out with.
Oh, hey, Linda. What up? What up?
And Zoe, I need coffee on night. So you still pony at the track? I didn't know you still did that, or you got back to it. That's pretty exciting. I always thought that was really cool. And I was like, I wonder if people who are in the realm of the giants like me could ever pony a horse at the track.
It's such a cool life.
Right?
Like, honestly, when I was a kid, I could totally see myself doing that someday. So you're basically, what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Yeah. I totally agree. I know it's chaotic with a lot of the trainers, but still. How cool. I don't have a good explanation on how it tastes. Kim, I can't smell. Taste is all I got. You got to do better.
I don't know. When she says holidays, I think
what is winter sangria? All right, now I be Googling. Hang on.
Like how there's like cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving, like probably like red fruity pomegranate. I don't know. Totally
cinnamon, red oranges, whole cranberries.
See.
Apples.
Something like that.
Okay, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
A little scary, but I mean, kind of like a witch's brew.
Zoe says you could totally ponies on the track. Pony.
What? All right, Zoe, I'm going to tell my boss that this is the last week he's got me.
Career change.
I'm going to be a ponyer on the track. I wanted to be a jockey, but I was too tall by the time I was 10. Yeah, it's really hard to make those weight limits. They're a little extreme. Like, I can throw a limb on the horse and make weight.
Be like a skeleton.
Hero would love to. Hero would, but Hero is certainly not tall enough to pony on the track, I don't think.
You'd be like this.
I think when the horse is like leaping through the air, you need to be like a rock and not like a jump.
Yeah.
I don't know, Zoe. So what size is your horse that you used to pony on the track? I'm curious here. And what were you doing this evening, Carly? Were you doing lessons or?
Yeah, so I started teaching lessons at my barn.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, so I have 2 students, and it's a really cool situation where there's a woman who had been taking lessons, has always loved horses, but just started taking lessons probably a year ago, and she is 33. So she's still a beginner, but like as an adult, I feel like when you give adults feedback, they just apply it, like right away.
It's so much faster.
It's so much faster, and she's progressing really fast. And she just got her stepdaughter to join. So her stepdaughter just started taking lessons with me for the first time last week. So we're still working on, okay, keep your heels down, make sure you're sitting in the saddle appropriately, keep your hands down, keep your elbows in, like all of that stuff. So it's interesting having them in the same arena at the same time. And I hadn't been teaching lessons a very long time.
It's
And
cool.
so I'm like, my brain's kind of going like, I'm like, what do I need to do with her? What do I need to do with her to like make sure they feel like they get the most out of the hour?
Yep.
But it's really, really cool. It's fun because I have one on Charlie and one on Remington, and it's just like it makes my heart so happy.
It's fun too because you can set up things like courses or
Yeah.
elements that they have to work through, and then like one person watches and gives some constructive feedback. It's always so much fun.
That's what I
I
did.
miss lessons.
Today we worked on leg aids and side passes and walk woe transitions for my beginner.
The
And then,
fundamentals.
dude, like pole bending, but I had cones, so it was cone bending. Like we did a lot tonight within our hour. That's why I was kind of late. It was more
No,
like an
you did
hour and a
great.
half.
You think that you might be able to get them into mounted games or
Oh yeah, no, literally.
really?
So yeah, so they saw the videos that you made of the last practice at the barn with Matt Brown and everybody and Abby Fisher, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, when are you doing this again?" And I was like, within the next couple of weeks." And she's like, "Do you think I could ride?" And I was like, "Yeah, Charlie already knows the games, like coming out, so
Oh
she's
my
planning
gosh,
on
that'd be so
coming."
much fun.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's honestly, I think most riders who got into mounted games, it's through knowing somebody that did mounted games.
yep,
I mean, being able to like be super close and get that mentorship. So that's where we need to create more resources for people who just physically can't because of location. Like, I was thinking for the winter, what if we create an online game series? And my thought process is okay, you set up the ring. Let's say that we're doing bottle shuttle and you have two cones, and your two cones are like this. And then from those cones, you pace out however many feet. Let's say like 100 feet is your back barrel, right? So everybody has the same dimension. Doesn't have to be super long, just the dimension from the cone to, say, the barrel or that last element. And
okay,
then we place like your middle barrel, and you have one person who stands on one of the cones and films straight across. Okay. So they're standing at the cone on the
okay,
start line,
okay,
essentially like a starter.
like A line, right?
Yes.
Okay,
So they're standing at the cone, like on A line, just like when I'm videoing like people who are playing games, right? I would just stand like at the edge,
yeah.
but I do it so that I have a clear vision of when they cross between the two cones. That makes sense?
Oh, okay. So then it's timed, right?
Exactly. And so
Okay.
then they play the element of their race. They come back, and when they cross, you have the video, and the video is essentially your clock.
Mhm.
And then what people can do is they can practice and go for their best time. And then when they get their best time, they send the video into the show. And then we
Mm.
enter people together either by age or by experience or however we want to organize it. And
Yeah.
then we do it every month, and maybe we charge like $2 for entry, which will help with funding the show.
Yeah.
But then we give out awards once a month for the people with the top times in their division. And
That's
that
really cool.
way, my thought is people who can't travel because you get locked in from the winter or
Right.
because you can't actually get close to something.
You could still participate in something that's games
Exactly.
related.
And you're getting feedback, and we can actually like talk through it on the show. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And it's not quite like barrel racing, but it explores the concept of people doing stuff independently and then bringing them together remotely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Okay,
we
we're
figure
getting
this
some
out.
positive
Yeah.
feedback
All right, guys,
here.
let me know what you think, because I think we could kind of run this like through the winter, and it could be a
Yeah.
lot of fun if we do it in a smaller format so that people who don't have huge arenas, but people who can get to an indoor and could
Mhm.
maybe record a couple races, and maybe we do like 3 races a month and we choose a different set each month. And maybe with those highlighted races, or even we do it every 2 weeks, however frequent we want to, we could then focus on those races as we talk on our live. What equipment do you need? Like setting people up.
We could
And
do
then
like
these
3
people,
races per week or something, and then we'll
yeah,
have a winner of those of
the
each
entries.
one. Yeah. We'll
Or
have
we do
and
one race every single week. So that's 4 races a
yeah.
month. And then
Yeah.
boom, like people are then practicing against time, which is huge. And the reason that I bring this up, it occurred to me like 2 years ago. We were riding in the indoor near us at the time, and I watched my mom play. My mom is a fabulous rider, and she's really, really good at things like bottle shuttle. But when she's playing on DJ with nobody else there, she would just kind of mosey. And I was like, Mom, let me time you. And so I took a stopwatch out, and she played the race, and I was like, here's your time. And then one of the other riders went, and the time was so much better just being like an open rider. And she was like, oh, well, let me try to do that again. And she pushed. And then she pushed again. And she was still getting the skills, but now she's actually driving herself to do better. And I was like,
Right.
we could all do that as a community. It could be
Yeah.
so much fun. So if you guys like the idea, maybe we'll get something set up here like the first week of December.
I love that
Fun.
idea. Yeah. Well, okay. Okay. So now let's get some feedback from people listening right now because we still have like 8 people watching, which is awesome. Awesome. We have viewers retention. Okay, I love it. Mama's gonna love my vocabulary. Um, so what races would you guys like to actually race each other on as a timed event? And then also we'll have to figure out the dimensions of the ring or
Yeah,
whatever area that people end up riding in on a regular basis. Because I'm thinking when you guys come here for regular practices, we could just like measure it all out, and then we could just go
exactly.
like one at a time, and then that'll be like our time, and then we'll
Yeah.
we'll enter for our own winnings
And
as well.
coaches
So
who
see,
actually
yeah.
have kids going and practicing can do the same thing, set up the
Hmm.
dimensions, and then they can clock
Hmm.
their riders. And I think too, like if we make it a smaller dimension than you would see in larger competition, because you only have one rider going.
Right.
Usually the reason we can't make it a condensed dimension with the lanes is because you have all these riders going side by side. You don't want people turning into each other.
Right.
But it doesn't matter if it's only one person in the arena. So we make it smaller. So you
Hmm.
can go to your local indoor that maybe isn't 250 feet, but we can
Hmm.
still compete. So
Yeah.
I think this will be fun, guys.
That's cool. I'm even open to like making up our own little like games drills. Like
Right?
maybe it's not an actual race that exists, but let's, put a put a ball on a cone and then go pick up a flag, come around a cone, put the flag down and then pick a ball up or something. Like just something like
Yeah.
random that'll like help you really like build that communication with your pony.
I feel like every week we do a classic race and we do a drill. It
Yeah.
can be like the drill can be way out there just to see what people are capable of. Like what we
Right.
were doing in practice. So one of
Yeah.
the videos that I did post, the team, because we're talking about Michelle Riley, and she was such a fabulous coach for so many years for so many people who are in the sport now. But she used to do these crazy drills where she'd have us like lean for a litter, and we'd either pick up the litter with our hand or we'd pick up the litter with a baton, a bending baton. Super challenging, mind you, to do that because the thing is
So
like
hard.
it's so much bigger than a
hard.
stick.
And I had so much confidence going into it too. I was like,
Right?
I was like, I can
It's
pick
gonna
up
be
stuff off the
easy.
ground. It's fine. No, it was hard.
It really is. But it would be a lot of fun to do things like that and then clock it and see what people can do. And maybe we create divisions that are a little bit tighter so people at different phases of their riding career have like a chance to push themselves. I think it'd be fun. So
Genevieve, do you think that we should just open it up to like all divisions are competing against each other, or do you think we should separate it by divisions?
I think we should at least have two, kind of like we do the fast steady.
Okay.
And what we might even do is have everybody enter and then just take like maybe we do it by time for the first couple of weeks and we just
Okay.
split it into two divisions based on a general time frame. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out how to make it fair so that everybody can compete, even people who are new to the sport,
Right.
or
Right.
different ages too, because ages would be huge. And maybe I don't make the platter ribbons. If I make somewhat smaller, still really pretty ribbons, like it's a lot easier to put out like 4. And then we
Yeah.
do like maybe age brackets, kind of like they do at USMGA, but it would still put people in more competing against, their peers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're
Oh, Lynn
thinking
has an
about,
idea.
guys.
Separate by divisions. My pony isn't as fast as open pony.
It's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
but how many divisions do you think we should have, Linda? Because I think 2 is a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, we could do 2. We could do 3. We could do basically under 18. Like do it like that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or even under 15.
Yeah.
And then we do it under what is it, 21. And
Right,
then
because I'm thinking of Val's gang, and like if they want to participate in 2 with like Eden and Dexter and Pax and
Yep.
everything, like they're going to be their own division. So we might
Yeah.
have to do 3.
That's what I mean. I think we do 3. We do really small awards.
Yeah.
And then find out how big Joy's commented.
Okay.
Find out how big your arena is, Joy. I'm curious. Because even if it's small, if we just make the demand. So I also thought about
Right.
what
Just
if
accommodate.
another option, we just take the dimensions submitted by every rider for their arena and put it into a formula against the time that they ride.
You can just calculate it out.
I mean, because in theory, if you're riding double the length, then you should be able. It gets a little bit tricky, right? Because some skills are harder if you're condensing it, but I think that we could be flexible, right? There's got to be a way that if you have a small arena, we can accommodate you and still put you in. So I can either get somebody to help me write a formula for it, or we just create a division that really just caters to that, like a condensed size, say division. Yeah.
Right. And I think over the winter, like a lot of people ride outside still, so they're going to have to work around the elements, and
Yep.
it's going to be a smaller arena that everybody's dealing with. So I think if we do keep it to maybe just 100 feet long,
Exactly.
it's just going to be like one or two skills. It might not actually be like the full race.
Yeah.
More like what is it, bottle swap, where it's just a barrel and then you go
Hmm.
around the pole and then you come back and you pick it up. Just like little skills that you get to time yourself doing these skills and then race against other people, and that way you can like stay involved over the winter.
I totally agree. And even if you were to have more elements, like even doing like a Twitter or redoing something where you have two barrels, if we're all playing it in a condensed fashion, then we're all going to be trotting. You know what I mean? You're still practicing the skill. You're still doing the best at what you can with the elements and with the size that you're dealing with. So we should put some thought into it. If you guys have any suggestions, I mean, if 120 feet, Joy, you put the cones on the end, you just turn as you run out. Like you could still probably do it if we put it at 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to go
Um,
back to Zoe's comment real quick because she was hoping to see carton, vending, litter, bottle, mug races, and flag races. And then also Shannon said that she would love to see a carton race
Carton would be so much fun,
thrown in
right?
there. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Go
See, we
flat
could
out.
even do things like you have to move a carton from pole one to the end, dunk it, and then you have to mug shuffle one mug back. You know, we
Yeah,
could do like crazy drills like that for
right.
practice.
Right. So you're not going, so for Joy's comment where she can't gallop in her space, like
Yep.
we're not going to be able to gallop because we're going to be doing stuff that we've like never really done before, that's not even really a race but helps you build those skills.
And what we'll do too, even this might be stretching Genevieve. So what we could do, oh my, well, reality check. I still have to finish these Caliber Games
Wow.
ribbons. But one, you could do like season end awards based on like points accumulated individually, because now it is sort of individuals.
Mhm.
But two, we could do best fail video every week.
Ooh, that's good
Because I'm just
too.
saying that could be fun, and that way people are, also showing the reality of what it looks like when you practice going fast, and I say that
Just like
because
Abby.
like yes. But, like, I remember practicing the windmill motion for bottle shuttle and doing it fast at a gallop, right? And it took me 17 tries to get it
Wow.
once. But on Instagram, it looks great because you got it the one time, right? So it'd be
Right.
really cool to highlight the effort that goes into getting it right.
Yeah.
Just thinking out loud. What do you guys think? Feedback. If you have any ideas on rules or regulations as we put this thing together so that everybody can be included and we can be fair.
Linda's saying we need 4 divisions, but Linda, 4
What
divisions
she's really
means 4
saying
prizes.
is a craft party every week.
Literally, like
Like-
Jenny's gonna have to start like hiring people out to
I
make this
know,
ribbon.
right? We'll just have to buy them in bulk. And guys, we would probably charge like a really nominal fee because ribbon does cost me money. The Gobbler Games ribbons, guys, 50 feet of ribbon go into this thing. Like it's absurd. Because there's so many folds and redundant folds and their layers of folds and then the streamers, and it is just so much. And it's pretty expensive at the end of the day, but it's worth it, guys. But if we did something like that, it would help with StreamYard costs. It would help with, hosting.
I just Googled how much is 50 feet of ribbon. And I came up with like the first one's $75.
Gosh.
$43. I'm assuming it's probably around like 15-ish.
Yeah, I get it in bulk, so it's
Yeah.
about $15 probably for each. But I have so many different colors at this point. I'm sitting on like 30 rolls of ribbon, so
Lord. Somebody
it's
do the
been a
math.
minute. Always have fails, says Shannon. Me too. I'm the same
yeah.
way.
Oh yeah, always. Linda says do 1 carton. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Okay. Zoe says that'd be fun. Linda says do 1 carton and full mug shuffle. Yes.
Mhm.
Always have tons of fails. That would be easy. Yep. Zoe says, what about running it like barrel racing 1D, 2D, 3D? Hold on. That's a good
I
idea.
don't know how is that separated? Do you know, Zoe?
I
I'm
don't know anything
curious.
about barrel racing.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the structure. Is it like years? Is it you qualify into it? Average times? I mean, that would make sense. We'll have to take a look at it and find a way to make it fair. I do think we do an age division for kids who are maybe under like 12 or under 10 or something.
Yeah.
And then if you even get entries, I don't know if you would, but figure out how to make it fair for them.
Right.
I don't know. Because at the same time, if you think about it, like a Dexter can pretty much crush anybody who's brand new to Mounted Games, has never played before.
Right.
So it's like, how many
Right.
years have you been playing?
His whole life.
I know, right?
However old he is.
Boom.
How old is Dexter? Like what? Like
Is he 12?
that's what that was my guess. Linda says, oh no, this is
I'm
Mad.
trying to unscrew a bottle of wine that has no cap on.
You weren't supposed to tell people that. Mad said make really small ribbons for Dad, maybe.
Jen, I think she said later. Asterisk.
Oh,
I don't know how Jen and
said-
Mad happened, but
no, I just assumed it might be Dad. Jen said make really small ribbons for each skills competition and then big ribbons for your year end. That's a cute idea.
yeah, I think so. I think we could do that. I'll have to like sit and bulk up for a month, but that's where doing it like every 2 weeks might make it easier if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because then I can put the ribbons together, but also we can have time to do a practice and then film the example video for like the next iteration each set.
That's a
We're
good
gonna have
idea.
to be able to show them how to do it,
Yeah, we can't just be like, do this, and not actually show an example.
And we might be able to open this up so we can use the platform like the Instagram or the Facebook and see if we can get people who've never played games to give it an attempt. So maybe show them what it would look like with substitutions or tell them that substitutions are acceptable. I don't know. I'm trying to find ways that people who have never been exposed to games can sort of like get a toe in the water and join the community in the conversation.
Right. Right.
I told you, Dex, man, I saw him at our...
He's flying.
He was flying at our summer competitions. That kid is incredible. I mean, all of Val's students are amazing, but you've got the Dexter Paxton duo, and they're pretty fabulous.
Right, and they have their winter practices. I'm so jealous. They've just started their winter practices recently. I'm like, I want to start my winter practice. Linda says 1 every 3 weeks.
I can't. It's not an even number. It bothers me.
Yeah, I honestly... How about 2 per month?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's every other week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can do a live where we pitch what we're looking to do, show the example video, get it posted, and then the following week we can review everything and then do the same. Something like that.
Oh, that's a fun idea.
Who wrote it best race?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that too. Maybe we do that like we do awards either month end or every 4 competitions where we do like these big votes and we have people submit, their fails, and we have people so we can accumulate stuff and then we can vote on it. I think that could be fun.
Yeah.
Make this kind of like a fun community thing.
Kim says start with games that involve trash cans.
It's a good idea though, because trash cans, most people have somewhere on their property, right?
That's true.
That's my thought. Also, if you need bending poles, just get some traffic cones and then put some brooms in them or pitchforks or
literally. Yeah, it's not that hard. I used to I was lazy. I would just take my cone that was not cut and just put a flag in it with a stick as my 5th pole and only set up 4 poles.
If it rains, you will fall behind. Or we challenge riders to ride in the rain and just see what kind of turnout we get. I would go in the rain for that. It doesn't mean I'm going to fly, but I could choose a race that's super technical and trot it, Right. We also have races where we tell people you can only trot.
Oh.
That could be interesting too.
That's an interesting idea. But yeah, Linda, you can't just say if it rains, you'll fall behind because everybody comes from different locations. So if it rains here, doesn't mean it's raining for Joy.
Yeah, it's true. It's very possible I'll fall behind, and that's why I elect my mother to take my place if that week I can't attend. So.
There you go, Linda. Lexi says, I got heck of a lot of traffic cones. They all failed me when I was trying to trim horses.
Oh, that's fair. Joy, I think we find a way that we can incorporate the Northeast by using indoors in some capacity. I want it to be more than just once a month, though, because I want it to have a cadence where we all look forward to it throughout the week, either to talk about what's coming up or to talk about what we just did,
Me too.
Yeah. You will fall behind because you have to create the sample video. You are just a beacon of positivity.
For the huge.
What she is a realist, but I live in the clouds.
No,
Oh, look at her last comment. That's a good idea.
how about skills
You could post it. Oh, you're the
unmounted?
clicker. I didn't
I
want to
got
click
it.
on
I got it.
it.
We can. How about skills unmounted?
On foot. So what you're saying is you're going to outrun an athlete.
I'm
At
trying to
some point.
picture how that would
So, like,
work.
running and doing mug shuffle, which, mind you, if you've ever tried it, is actually pretty hard.
Very
Like,
hard. Okay. Okay. I mean, we could during like the worst times of the year just be like, without your horse, we're
yeah,
gonna time you doing this.
yep. Or we just have a division that does that every time. We do less of the people divisions on those weeks, and then we do like an on foot division. I don't know. And maybe that there's viability to that. Because what about people who don't have horses? Like, I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. Linda, not sure. I always feel weird calling you Linda, but I also feel weird calling you mom. So it's just like, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Not sure how it would work. But if you're up north and it's miserable weather and you don't have an indoor, could we find something that could cater to the situation? Yeah, that's a good point.
Right. 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 Oh,
Um,
Kimberly. What did Kimberly say? I immediately thought of Matt showing people how to go through the hula hoop.
oh
He
my
needs
gosh,
it at
that could
her
be.
competition.
What we could do is have a style points video where everyone submits their way of going through the hula hoop. And I can imagine people like throwing the hula hoop in the air and like jumping through, like
Dude,
porpoising and rolling. I don't know.
I'm sure there are very many varieties to every race.
Is your, I need to know how to pronounce your name. Is it Rachel? Rochelle? I need to know. It's beautiful. But yes, I do think that it would be pretty difficult to do on foot. You know, it's shocking. I've tried running. I think all of us have, right? When we're in the competition and we're like, we're gonna run and just pick up that mug, and you like become the ultimate klutz because all your timing is off. And
Right.
somehow I expected myself to move like a horse. Rochelle, that is gorgeous.
Rochelle.
Love that.
Okay. Okay. I thought
Penny, doing games on foot rather than on horseback is so awkward. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
hard to make it happen.
It's not comfortable.
I think it could be fun. Kenny says Rochelle agreed.
I think so. Yeah, we can do some mounted games like unbridled competitions. This could be really fun. It'll be really good too. I think to again kind of accumulate like the video of things going well, people learning and growth. That became like a big thing for me in the past year. I never really took videos of myself, but being able to look back now a year and be like where I was and where I am now, it'll help encourage people to like benchmark where they're at, which is exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be pretty cool. And maybe we'll do something like really extravagant for year-end awards just because we're extra.
I love that. And we'll start thinking on something now. I think 3 divisions is going to be the winner for us.
Yeah.
For sure. I think
we start with 3.
I don't think do any more than that because we don't know how many people we're actually going to get to rope into this winter.
I say we plan
adventure.
for 3, but we need to have like 3
We'll be
entries in
flexible.
each or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, justify it in some capacity.
Agreed.
So.
It can't just be like 1
Yeah.
to 2 entries per division. Otherwise, we're
Right.
gonna throw you all in the same division.
And maybe what we do is we actually open up like your practices, and other people could too, for like the end of the practice. Like we do like the time trials.
Yeah.
And we video it. And that way people who are together can also cheer each other on when they are in practice. So
Right.
Some ideas, guys. We got
It's like-
ideas.
I have a feeling, okay, it's gonna be you, me, Linda,
Chase, Billy, maybe.
Chase,
And then
Billy,
we've got
maybe
we'll
then
get like Kenny
Kimberly,
Kim,
Kenny, Joy,
Zoe.
Zoe,
Maybe we can get
Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's 10 right there. That's 10
there
right
you go,
there.
guys.
So
Like,
like
that's
we're
plenty.
gonna have plenty of people that are involved.
Yeah, I think this will be fun, guys. So I'm excited. We'll have to figure out how to organize a platform. Maybe we'll aim for December 1st launch.
Yeah, I agree.
'Cause I'll
After
be-
Gobbler Games, because
Maybe not first. I'll be coming back from Phoenix, but right after the first, we'll
Yes,
launch
yes.
something like that.
I won't be ready for the first because actually the second and the third is our clinic that's coming up for the chief
Mhm.
ref and judges clinic, which I'm super duper excited about. If
Yep.
people have not heard about it, it's going to be happening here in Hagerstown, Maryland And the hands-on day is happening at my barn at Three Clovers Ranch, aka also known as Troop Run. And it's going to be on December 2nd and 3rd. The 2nd of December, the classroom setting is happening, I think, at a local hotel, the same place that we're getting. I think his name is pronounced Alan. It's Alun, Alan. He is flying in, he's staying at the hotel, and we are going to be getting classroom setting from him in Hagerstown. And then on the 3rd of December, you're coming to Three Clovers Ranch, and we're going to do some hands on activities where people are going to be riding ponies, and we're going to get to actually practice our chief reffing.
That's going to be so exciting. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you shouted out that, because it's so important, guys, that you're inspired to read the rule book. For one, it's shocking.
my
I
gosh.
sat through, I sat in one of our little studio outings for StreamYard here, and I read the rule book for 2 hours, and I recorded it. And I realized, one, that nobody has ever proofed this thing and read it out loud, because there is no punctuation that makes any sense for a speaker. And two, I realized how I really haven't gone line by line through the rule book in a long time, if ever, like in one sitting. It's so important to understand the actual rules, particularly if you're one of those people who wants to fight something when you're out there. So you don't have to ref, but it's good to know what refs are looking for.
Yeah. Oh, I also wanted to mention that the Ref Clinic is going to be free to all of our members. So, like, even if it's a commute for you guys, it's still worth coming out here and like taking part. You don't have to take part in the entire weekend. You could just take part in the classroom setting, or you can just take part in the hands-on setting, either or. And yeah, we'll definitely make sure we've got room for everybody. So that's really, really exciting since I'm on the board right now. That's a good question,
So
Rochelle.
I actually already brought that up to Krista and
Yeah.
told her that we would bring all the unbridled equipment to record. So we will do our best. It kind of is contingent on how good the Wi-Fi is, how good the signal. Like, if not, maybe we could record it to share after. That's a thought too. Maybe not live.
That's good to know. So if you need to know, so like where I board, they also have a running business office. So they definitely have internet services. So I'm
Yeah.
going to need that username and password. So we should be able to easily stream on
Yep.
Saturday for sure from Three Clovers Ranch. I don't know about the hotel, but from the barn, we
Yeah.
should easily be able to do it live.
You would think you could do it from the hotel too. We're going to try. So I had already brought it up. We've got equipment. Tom has a ton of equipment for his Fishing the DMV podcast. And then between the two of us, we should have enough to be able to put something together on StreamYard, do it out of the unbridled platform, and we'll get it out there for MGAA, which will be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So,
that'll be perfect.
yeah.
Let's go back through these questions. Zoe says, update, pony is sound. Yay.
You can still come ride, Zoe. Just saying.
Come ride in Hagerstown if you can.
Come, you can come to the Gobbler games too. I will find a way. We will make it work. So.
Yes. Joy says we usually ride with Susan Hannah and Isabel Gilbert. So that would be 4 people. Okay. So we got 14.
We got like 14 already.
Easily.
I'm telling you.
Oh, love recorded. We will be in Georgia International Horse Park for Southern Series final. Oh my gosh.
So anything that we live stream will be recorded for you to view later, just like it is on our platform here. You can actually go back and you can watch some of our live shows in the past, but so it might not be curated, but you'll be able to watch it.
That's a good call. Yeah.
So it'll be a lot of fun.
So you can't ask questions live. So if you watch live, you could probably like end up asking questions to get your questions answered.
Exactly.
So that's the benefit of watching it live, but it'll still be available after.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm excited about that. It's going to be cool. He's coming over from Wales.
I believe so.
Yeah. Isn't that's so cool? Oh my God. And we used to do like these international clinics years back. Like we really did. And we just kind of petered out for a bit. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah. We should definitely let the Mounted Games in Canada, them know too. Yes. They might want to watch the live stream.
Yeah. Well, I know for sure Michelle is coming.
Really?
Well, I thought for sure Michelle was coming. Anyway, she's supposed to stay at my house.
Oh, okay. Well, that's confirmation there.
Literally, that's in 2 weeks. Like, that tells me this is happening, and I'm like, how do I make my house like accessible?
I know,
because there's not very much room here, but it's fine. And I think Carol Ann might end up being here as well. So her and
Y'all are
Michelle
gonna
can
have a
get
party,
dude,
yeah.
and literally it's gonna be like a pony party
Oh
at
my
my
god.
house. So y'all are welcome to come
I was
stay and
gonna
just
say
like
maybe I'll bring my my sleeping bag.
honestly, that's what I told them both to do. I was like, just bring your sleeping bag or
Yeah.
whatever you sleep on, and it's gonna get put in the living room because that's all I have. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a big old pony party.
Party. That's so fun. Well, you guys, I'm curious. I have to buy my horse a new blanket. Do you have any brands that have
Mm.
like worked for you? Because I'm gonna clip Hero soon.
I literally just bought one off Amazon.
I know. And I,
It
I
was
was sitting here and I'm shopping and there's so many options. And I'm like, I want to clip him. Do I want to have a detachable neck? Does it rub him more if I have a detachable neck? Is he like, is it more
Mhm.
rugged if I don't? I don't like,
It's
guys,
a
help
really
me
good
out.
question. 'Cause
What do
I
you guys do?
honestly I just went through Amazon myself, and I feel like I just wanted to purchase a blanket brand that lasted a really, really long time for Remington. And honestly, like Tough, what was it? Tough One or
Yeah.
something. That I have a blanket that has lasted through all of his like transitions to new
His rat.
barns and new field mates. And last year, okay, so I have 5 patches on this one blanket, but it never got destroyed. So I was like, "Okay, well, I'm just getting another tough blanket and see if that lasts." So we shall
Hey,
see.
Leslie.
Hi, Leslie. Thanks
We
for
were just talking about
joining.
y'all up in Canada. So I was going to
Yes.
say, talking
Oh,
about
Joy
the
says
rough clinic
Shires.
that's coming up. Shires.
Shires brand. Let me
I
pull
had
that
a
up.
Zoa blanket that lasted like forever when I owned Chip. And I was thinking, like, it's kind of nice. Mama's saying Tough One, which is the same that you were just talking about. Um, just down here at the bottom.
But what do we think about the neck part of
Yep.
the blanket? Should I feel like it should be detachable.
We got Kenny saying Tough One and Do More. I haven't heard of Do More. I need to look into them. So
Okay.
we're getting a lot of votes for Tough One. Yeah, I feel like removable helps when it starts to get a little bit warmer. I don't
Mhm.
know. Weather Beta, Shires, Amigo. You're right about Amigo. I've had those too. And Weather Beta. Like those are premium brands, is the way that I see it. Same the Rambo, Weather Beta, Amigo Shires, etc. Those are all kind of more premium. I think Tough One is like a lower budget, but super hardy blanket that like it lasts. I think they're pretty solid. Um, what do you
Dude,
guys feel about the neck when you
I
full
have
body
a
clip?
Mego brand blanket, and I purchased it from somebody who purchased it from somebody, and it's still like
Spotless.
everything is
That's
spotless
amazing.
and beautiful and amazing. And that's the blanket I've been putting on Poppy now. And it's like a heavier blanket, but it's so tough. Like I'm like, oh man, if I could afford Amigo blankets, I would just go,
Right.
I think, all Amigo. Yeah.
That's where I'm at with my guys. I went out and I saw them this weekend, and my two spotties are kind of like chilling right now. So, Artie and Fizz. Fizz is a teddy bear. He is a puffball. Like I thought Hero got it. Like Hero gets kind of like a condensed coat. It's like a triple coat, but it's really like short and condensed. Whereas like Fizz is he looks like a teddy bear walking out there and he's like puff, his cheeks are huge. And like
He's already got like a big
and
head as
he's
it is.
petrified of clippers too. Like if I need to clip him, he's gonna be like it'll be
Mhm.
funny too. Have you ever seen like those little petite dogs like Pomeranians where they like get wet and they're just like this little and you're like, what are you? I feel like if I clip Fizz with like one of those like trace clips or even a grass clip, he's gonna look like his like jugular and then coming out the side.
That's
Like,
Remington though. He looks so stupid.
I
He's
can't.
got like a full on like man beard. Like
It's-
it's like his jaw looks like it's 3 inches larger than it's supposed to be.
Have you seen that? I think it's Scooby in the winter would get like the curly like lips and then
Oh,
he gets like the full mustache. He's so cute.
that's so cute.
We got tons of
So many
comments. Fair. You want to
Okay.
click through them?
Yeah, so Joy says I have high necks for my girls. Oh, that's smart. But it does also get like super duper cold out there, so you probably use your high necks like more often than we would.
Yeah.
Ari can't wear a regular neck. Oh, because of her shape, I'm assuming. She's like an Arab.
Yeah.
Shannon says depends on your pony and their sensitivity.
What do you mean by that? You mean to the cold when
Like
you
the
clip them?
necks, you mean?
Or
or by the necks. Joy says the high neck keeps them drier too. That's true. Then the water can't just like seep into their
It's true. I
chests and
hadn't thought about
everything.
that. Yeah.
Shannon says the weight of your blanket. That's also important to keep in mind.
Yeah.
So I literally, it's so funny you're talking about this because just literally, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, I ordered a new blanket on Amazon, and I was really struggling with like how much fill should I have,
Hmm.
because I feel like the blankets that I have right now are like heavy, heavy blankets.
Yep.
And at this point where I keep all three of my ponies out 24/7. So I'm right now in the process of my life where I put blankets on at night and I take them off during the day. And
Yep.
I drive all the way out to the barn at
Ah.
nighttime. I put blankets on, and then I drive all the way out to the barn in the morning, and I have to catch them all and take
Take
the
blankets
blankets
off.
off because it gets down to the 20s at night and it's like in the 50s during the day.
Yeah.
So it would be really nice if I had a little bit lighter blanket.
Yep.
I've come to the conclusion that I needed more like 200 fill.
Look at Joy's comment here.
Oh
The lowest comment.
oh,
Boom, I put it up. Most of the
okay, okay.
blankets are 200 fill. But we had extra blankets. That's a really good point. So having extra blankets in your barn, that's definitely been clutch, is being able to stack them. We've even stacked like a cooler underneath and then a blanket and then a blanket. Actually, Kimberly got me this incredibly cool blanket for my thoroughbred that I had Ghost, and it literally has like the ability to remove and put filling back in. So you have like one blanket that has like 3 different layers, and you just like tuck the filling back into the back of it, and then you can just pull it out, and it's like, it's all packaged up nicely, and it allows you to basically have a sheet if you want, or to have a medium weight, or to have a heavy weight, all in one blanket. So
What?
it's expensive. It was pretty expensive, but it allows you to have all of that in one package.
I've
So
never even
then
heard of that before. That's such a
I'll
cool
have to show you. It's pretty
idea.
cool. Yeah.
All right, we got to go back up here because we haven't finished. Also, okay, neck covers. Oh, Kenny says Dylan has destroyed both his weather beater blankets, but the hoods have held up very well. I usually use hoods when it's really cold. Lexi says, I thought weather beater would work well, but Morgan destroyed her blanket multiple times, and I kept buying the same one just because it had penguins on it. I love that so much. Remington's blanket, by the way, with the hood on it, has Pegasus on it. So
Does it really?
I get that, yeah. Chloe gets a mustache in the winter, says Joy. Oh my gosh, Joy, you're gonna have to share that to our page because we would love to share that. That's so freaking cute.
I just put a comment in for the blanket. I don't know if it's this blanket, but it is the similar concept of the blanket, where it's like a 4-in-1 type blanket. So you have all the things in one. It's crazy. Anyone
Jennifer
have
says
a
Ari.
medium and heavyweight blanket between 63 and 69? I did find them. I have to find it, Kenny. I found one that was on sale, and I was so excited about it because it was like a color I liked. And then I was like, it's only 63. And I was like, this is way too small. I think it was 63 and 66. So it's a good size. Kip says we still have that blanket. We need to get like a 15-hand games pony blanket. I need a pony because I have a blanket for it. So
Is Jasper not like 15 hands? Like, he's pretty big. Jasper's
he's
big.
14 too. So is
Okay.
Fizz. Fizz is about the same, but they both are probably 74s ish.
Gotcha.
I think
Charlie's a
76.
72.
Yeah.
He could
It's-
probably be a 74 if I really
I
tried.
know, right? We can make it work. I have a chart for each pony, says Joy.
Ooh.
Clipped or sensitive get blankets at 40 degrees or below. Unclipped blankets at 20 or below. And 2 for the others at that temp. Below 10, add another layer.
Mm.
And then we've got Molly. Molly, I haven't seen you in here before. Hey.
Hi, Molly. I'm a huge fan of the Amigo under blanket liners to make my sheets and mediums heavier if I need to. See, Amiga brand. That's what I'm talking about. Amigo brand is like, I love it so much.
I'm telling you, bougie, but it's nice.
So bougie. If I had all the money in the world, I think all my ponies would have Amigo.
It's, you just slowly accrue it and hope to God that they don't burn it down, the second that you put it on them. Because I don't know if anyone else have a horse that is just really hard on blankets. So yeah, I was going to say, I feel like Remy would be one of those.
Dude. So last winter, I took blankets home like almost every other day. I was filtering through blankets, and during the evening, I would just be sewing patches and watching Schitt's Creek on the blankets. And then I would bring that blanket, I would put him on that day, and then I would take the one that had been off on the last 24 hours, and I would bring that one home, and I would just stitch patches onto. Like, that's how I got through the winter.
Oh my god, this is where we like put a clip of Moira in there and then go back.
That was
Oh.
me. Mm.
Joy, I would rather throw another turnout on top than add liners. I think if you have the money and you have one horse or two horses, like I think liners are pretty fabulous. It's comfy for the horse. It adds
Mhm.
insulation. It's not as bulky. Just think about like to me, like if I'm putting on two like massive winter coats at once, like I'm not going to be able to move the same.
Right.
But if you don't have liners, two like turnout sheets makes a lot of sense too, because if you have multiple ponies, you can kind of spread the love depending on who's clipped. So both valid.
Spread
I
the
used to
love.
have an event horse whose nickname was Goat. I discovered why during the winter. He would eat his blankets. I had to put a bib on him.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, Joy.
What is a bib?
I think she means like one of those like
Collars?
slinkies. The slinkies that like
Oh,
puts you put it over their body,
that's yeah.
right? I don't know.
I
I'm
still have
guessing.
the bib. What is a horse bib? Molly commented here. I
Oh,
know Kimberly does the same thing with her blanket. My mom too. Where
I
they'll go get
also
waterproofing spray and they'll spray it down.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, so I started doing that a year ago. I
Mhm.
literally got tent spray. I ordered in like bulk from Amazon, and every summer, well, yeah, every spring when blanket season is over, I use pressure washer on low and I spray all the blankets inside and out, and then I use a little bit of shampoo, spray them inside and out, and then once they dry out completely, I'll just use tent spray on the outside of the blanket, which is like I don't know if that's looked down upon at all because usually if you Google like waterproofing horse blankets, you're supposed to do this technical thing where you dry them with the actual like sealer, and it's all special and it's super expensive. And I'm like, screw that. I'm just gonna use this
Yeah.
$4.99 tent spray.
Exactly,
It's
right?
like
Get
half
some
a
Scotch
bottle
spray,
per
like
blanket. Yeah, it was awesome. It works out great.
Yep.
It's such a good tip. Thank you, Molly, for bringing that up.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Particularly, you can do it with even when you buy sheets that aren't waterproof, you
Mhm.
can still get a lot more out of them by doing that, and then you reapply it, but temporarily you have, some protection, which is pretty cool.
That's why I'm okay with like going and getting used blankets because like even that blanket I just bought for like $10 I think at the was it another turnaround tack?
Mhm.
I don't know. I never
Another
know how to say
turn. Yeah.
another turn tack.
Another.
So it was like $10 for a blanket and it looked like it had been heavily used, but I was like, I'll just spray my tent spray on it and
Yeah.
it'll be waterproof and that's all I needed it for. So
Yeah.
it's perfect.
No, I totally agree. Joy, let's see if the magic of Google has a picture of what a horse bib.
She says it's a plastic thing that
It
attaches.
is. It looks creepy.
It attaches to the halter? What?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to share my screen here. What is a horse bib?
No.
This thing's creepy, y'all.
What the? Wait.
Is it this one? I mean,
But how does it attach to the horse?
oh,
I don't
no,
understand.
thanks, y'all. What?
I don't get it.
That's creepy. I mean, it shouldn't be creepy. It just is.
It's because the color. It's like fleshy colored.
Oh my gosh. This is kind of what I was thinking it was. Like one of
Yeah,
those
me
like
too.
chest guards, But no, it's
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here you go. Picture in use. What? It's a mouth guard for your horse. That's what it is.
I can't.
My horse had that on. The physical abuse that I would endure.
Like, oh my God. Oh, I can see him just beating his brothers with it.
Right?
Yeah,
Too
that's what
funny.
Remington would do. Remington is still in a muzzle right now. And I just have to share this with you. My My barn owners told me that they're gonna take a video the next time they catch him doing this. But he's got the muzzle that just has the teeny tiny little hole like in the center of the mouth. So he acts like an ostrich and he just pokes the ground and just walks, just like stabs the ground with his neck. And he's literally chapped his lips because he just rubs his face with the muzzle so much and he's so mad about it. And he's still so fat.
Oh my god.
He just
Poor
like
guy.
throws his head down. And so
Now,
I literally was like, okay, we can stop with the muzzles because the grass is dying. And then Charlie colicked. And I was like, screw it, put the muzzles back
we're
on
done. Like
until everything is brown.
Dead.
They get their
Like-
muzzles on.
oh my god. Now, why did you choose the one that only has the port versus having like, the mesh?
It was Amazon.
Okay, it wasn't strategic. That's fine.
No, and it was like, I honestly think it was like $20 per muzzle versus $40. And I was like, well, we'll see if the $20 ones were.
Poor guy.
And he's so mad. And they match, and they're so cute because they're like both teal muzzles. I was like, the color's great.
Teal is just like
Yeah, he just looks like an ostrich out there, just pecking away at the ground.
oh my gosh.
They only get to go on the grass for 4 hours too, with
When do
their
y'all
muzzles.
stop muzzling? I'm curious. Anybody who's still watching, when do you guys take muzzles off? For
That's
the
a great
winter,
question.
you're done. Your pony's free. They can eat the earth. Where do we sit with that? I'm curious.
Yeah.
And then we'll start wrapping up.
Okay, let's go back to our comments. Linda Aarons says choose the one that goes in front of the horse and not behind the horse. I don't know what we're talking about.
What?
I have no idea. And Joy says keep them from biting bandages or blankets. Oh, the bib. And then Linda
Makes
says
sense, yeah.
Remington would kill every horse in the field with that. He would take them out. That's why he's in a field with Charlie now, is because the barn was like, I don't know what horse to put Remington in with. Literally,
They just gave up.
literally, she had like complaints because her horse is all bit up and everything. And she's like, it's not Remington. And they were like, I'm telling you. And she's like, fine, I'll move him, but he's still going to have these bite marks. She moved him. This horse is like pristine now.
Pristine
like
again.
no more bite marks on his body at all. It was Remington the whole time.
Wow.
And Kimberly says Hero and Remy would be back to wearing helmets.
Joy, we don't muzzle. We don't have grass. I totally get that. That's
Yeah.
fair. And honestly, that it, in a way, allows you to have a more controlled environment. So some horses benefit from that.
Honestly, ponies benefit from
Yeah.
that. So you honestly have like the best case scenario. The
For
problem
the
is
donkey pony boys.
my boys are on like five plus acres, just
Yeah.
2 of them, honestly. And then they get brought in their little, like
Pen.
their pen at night with their hay, and it's just like they can't handle the grass. It's
Yeah.
just too much for them, and they inhale it.
Yeah. Nope, muzzle it is.
Yeah.
Well,
And honestly, Genevieve, it reminded me of the episode that we filmed
With Sailor.
Sailor, where
mhm.
she said that even if they get their muzzles off, they can just regain the amount of grass that they literally lost in what she said, like an hour.
Literally an
So
hour. You
fast.
can muzzle your horse for an entire day. And if you take the muzzle off, they can eat the same amount of food by gorging in 1 hour.
In
How
1
crazy
hour.
is that?
Right. So I told them that they could take the muzzles off at the barn for like a week, and then that's when Charlie colicked. So I was like, okay, put the
Really?
muzzles back on.
Yep.
But as soon as they took the muzzles off, those boys, they gorged themselves.
Mhm.
Like went out there and just ate so much, they came back like bloated. Like their bellies were
no.
so swollen. I was like, okay, I guess you got to leave the muzzles on, even though they're only on the grass for 4 hours a day.
Ah, it's crazy.
I know.
It was it was a good reminder too when we talked to Sailor about, and guys, go listen to that episode. I learned so much from talking to Sailor. We will definitely have her out to see our horses here.
Oh yeah.
Once we stabilize after all these competitions this fall here, as I sign myself up for more work. But she had mentioned that we think in being nice to our horses that, hey, you know, we muzzle them, but no, let's take the muzzle off and put them on the short grass that's been grazed down in a field. And that short grass is actually, because it's actively growing, has more sugar in it than any of the long grass in any of your other fields. So in
Right.
theory, you actually would want to take like your older pony or your pony that's susceptible to colic or susceptible to sugar, Cushing's, etc., put them
Yeah.
on the field that has the mature grass.
Right.
And even though they eat more, they're going to get way less sugar. How crazy is that? I mean, I kind of knew, but like I didn't actively put it together, like, because you realize that in the spring when the grass is growing, it has more sugar.
Right.
Or even like, you know, summer when you mow it and it comes back, it has more sugar. But no, I hadn't really thought about it being eaten down and all of that being super saturated and rich.
Right.
So,
Right.
crazy.
Molly says, Joy says we don't muzzle. We don't have any goats. Okay, we already talked about that. And then I normally wait until the second or third frost. So Molly, like, it's frosted here like 5 times already, and the grass still comes back
It's just
so
coming back strong.
beautiful and green, because it gets up to like almost 60 during
Yeah.
the day, and the sun is shining, and we're having beautiful weather. We're getting just the right amount of like rain. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's really strange weather right now, and I
It's supposed to be
don't know
65
how.
again tomorrow. Like it's
Yep.
cold tonight, 65
Yep.
tomorrow, cold tomorrow night, 65 the following day. Like I don't know.
I've been blanketing every night this week, and I almost didn't blanket tonight. I think it's only getting down to like 32. But what I've noticed is that my forecast can't predict the weather very well, because I will be
Really?
like, oh, it's fine. It's only going to get down to 32. I only blanket in the 20s. I'll wake up the next morning and it'll say it went down to like 25 overnight, and they didn't realize it was going to happen. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to blanket every single night then. Screw it. Like, I
Don't
don't.
realize like how much you have to watch the weather when you have horses, like, until you have
Dude,
horses.
it's a lifestyle.
Kimberly, I remember Indy would wear a muzzle from his first spring until early summer and then late summer to the first frost for the first 2 years that we had him while his digestive tract healed. Yeah, you're right. He had really bad diarrhea otherwise, like super bad. And
Aw.
after a couple of years, it got a lot better. Frost has more sugar too. Anytime, if it frosts and stays cold and it is like allowed to die, then it's a good time, I think, for you to stop muzzling. But if it ends up in our situation here, it can frost tonight and tomorrow's going to be 70. Like the grass is just like, oh, resuscitate.
Joy, that's perfect point, because that's literally what my veterinarian said on Monday night after Charlie colicked, because we were like, what's going on? And she said, it frosted the night before. You just decided to take the muzzles off. The sugars spiked because it got
Mhm.
warm during the day. She said it was honestly the perfect storm that you put together. And he was only on the grass for 4 hours, but he was without a muzzle and he gorged, right?
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, guys, we are a little over an hour here, so we should probably wrap it up, even though this has been super fun. We've still got 7 viewers, which is awesome.
Thank you, everybody, who joined us tonight.
Yeah, and thank you for all the feedback. We're definitely going to put something together as far as like an online competition. We'll hash it out a little bit more next week. It should be a lot of fun this winter. You guys stay warm. And if you haven't yet, go onto our YouTube and follow us, because we have we might be at 50 followers. If we are, which is awesome. We're trying to get to 100 before we launch all of our
Subscribe to our
podcasting
channel.
platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to get our Spotify. We want to get our Apple podcast. We've got all these platforms that you guys can listen to when you drive. But first, we want to get to 100 followers so that it drives traffic to that podcast. Please share the show so we can keep having awesome conversations and hang out with you every week. Look forward to talking to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.